number 2. Game 1 was a very interesting one, to say the least. Synderen, I'm not going to lie, big NBA news.
Actually,
I'm in a literal state of shock right now, so I'm going to try to put my feelings aside and try to cast some. You are literally ruffling on the floor.
Is there any other games of Dota where you open the cast with there's big news about basketball? Oh my god.
Oh, I'm
That's
excited
so
for this game and the NBA equally, Synderen.
Speaking of NBA, the panel absolutely dunked on BetBoom's draft this game.
Wow.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of with them. I really like what Aster have got going in this one. I think this time around, I'm way more confident in them. That doesn't mean that this one is just a done deal. Like, the game obviously needs to play out, but my biggest concern is this last pick Legion Commander. I just didn't really see the purpose. You didn't know for a fact that it wasn't going to be a Monkey King matchup in the safe lane, which it is turning out to be. Monet will just be playing that. And you look at BetBoom's lineup, I think this game largely rides on GPK. The panel was talking about a fat Morphling. I think Ember needs to make almost every single move in this game. He needs to play with Coddle, he needs to play aggressive, find some sort of openings for his teammates to become activated.
Yeah.
And I think Pure is also going to rely on GPK's damage, because the supports that can help in the duel don't actually deal very much damage. There isn't like a Finger of Death or a Skywrath ult or something like that. It's an Illuminate and a Decay. So yeah, they've definitely got their work cut out for them, and I dare say if the lanes don't go well for BetBoom, I have almost zero faith in this, so absolutely.
Wow, very strong words, and you've been so wrong so many times, yet you're still so confident.
I am.
In what you're saying.
This will be the time I'm right this week. This is my weekly correct call.
Okay. We'll see then.
Let's see how the lanes go, because again, I think any draft in Dota more or less can. Not every draft, but at this level, every draft can definitely work if the lanes go correctly for the team. So that is definitely going to be step number 1 for BetBoom. A little bit of bad news there. I think the Snapfire matchup is hard for Ember. So even the mid lane might be tough.
Yeah.
For GPK against the male.
What is going on over here? Oh, Blood Grenade onto Baboka as Toronto Tokyo makes his entrance into the lane. But nothing will happen.
Yep.
I mean, how's this lane for Aster? Because you've already talked about the other two.
I mean, it's obviously going to be hard playing Tide against Undying, so that will surely be a challenge, but...
Yeah, Tide has felt... I mean, it hasn't been terrible, but has been a bit underwhelming, I guess, in this patch.
I think Brian kind of hit the nail on the head here. I think both offlaners should lose their lanes, but I think the Tide is less dependent on winning his, especially in the grand scheme of things. First of all, as a hero in general, I would rather lose lane on Tide than on Legion. And secondly, in the scope of this game...
Speaking of Legion, that's the first blood. Pure drops, and Monet picks up. The fact that it is on the position 1 will add insult to injury for BetBoom here.
And I think Baboka is playing this lane really, really well. He's ensuring that Tide is playing 1v1 more or less against the Undying. And despite that matchup being bad, if the carry isn't involved in it, Tide actually just shrugs off the Undying. It's always the 2v1 or the carry plus support combining even in a 2v2. That's the scary part. But it's not happening here. Morphling is not able to join that aggression with Baboka constantly on his tail. And that's one of the luxuries you have playing a ranged 4 against Undying plus Morph, is that neither hero can fight back.
Oh, they can't even go the Lotus there, so Baboka gets a freebie. I thought they'd fight over it.
He's literally just non-stop attacking them from range because nobody can match him. Undying can throw out a Decay, Morph can throw out an Adaptive Strike, but there's not going to be a single attack coming back his way. I thought he was going to go for that Disrupt, but so did Nightfall, and he went for the Adaptive Strike. Nicely done.
Yeah, well,
sure that creep.
Nightfall's doing just fine, and actually mid lane's relatively even as well. So despite it being Snapfire favored, GPK is pretty close on the CS. I mean, he was getting harassed a lot more though. There's not really kill potential the other way around. As Pure, this looks to be his second death. He talked about how this might be a rough landing stage for him. Oh, wait. Okay, they do get him in the end. It's gonna cost him Siamese Cat though.
Pichu really wanted Monet to have that kill. Yeah.
Overcorrecting there a bit.
Yeah, Pure having a good laugh at that one. He was like, that was the best possible outcome in that situation.
Yeah, and it feels
very curious to see Coddle not skill Blinding Light in this lane. Can I just say that? Like, you're against Monkey King? You're not skilling Blind on level 3 even? I hope he skills it on level 4. I mean, this is the way he can constantly protect Pure from getting run down. It's like it's a very interesting... I mean, obviously their mindset here is we want to just push in the lane non-stop and then maybe try to pull the hard cam, which is currently blocked. He's opening that now. Maybe that's the idea. Just push, 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 and pull. But 1 point Blinding Light wouldn't hurt, I guess.
Blood Grenade? Does that mean they actually want to go for this? Under the tower, indeed they do. Tombstone slowing XXS to a crawl. Nice pickup for BetBoom. Lane's going decently for them. GPK, we can see Sumail's pulled away a bit. But
it's
obviously
gonna get
no
harder.
kill yet, and I'm not sure what type of gank potential that he's... I mean, typically we do see the supports come over for the first power rune at 6 minutes. We'll have to pay attention to that. It's Pure, he's gonna get blood grenaded and Boundless struck and right click down, very casual. And you're right, the Blinding Light would help quite a bit.
I don't know, I mean, it's tricky, right? Because I understand how much value there is in the second point in Illuminate here in order to just constantly push out the lane and the second point in Chakra Magic so you can do it every single wave, but man, he's really selling Pure in this lane. That's his third death. He would have died 0 times if they had Blinding Light. That's 100% certain. So this better be worth it. Maybe the Legion is support and Coddle will become the core.
It's a ruse. I mean, was it nerfed or something in this last patch to the point where it's just somehow it doesn't make sense to take? There's a lot of patch notes attached to that.
I mean, it's a 25-second cooldown that has a knockback and a blind. It saves you from Monkey King.
I'm just trying to look outside the box here. As Pure now.
Oh my god.
Full Jingu stacks on Monet. That Orb of Venom really putting in work, and that is the 3rd death for Pure.
Yeah. Pure scratching his head like, guys, why didn't we pick Doom?
Where's my Coddle? Ping his W, not being skilled.
Every time he's died, he said not bad at all, but not that time. But now Coddle wasn't even there. Saber's just giving up on him.
This is a core Coddle after all.
Oh my god. Oh, there it is.
Well, there has to be some idea behind the Legion.
Yeah, I personally just don't get it. I'm sure you're right. There's something that we're missing because, I don't know, otherwise this is just weird.
Oh, Pure? He's not level 6 because he's level 3.
That is very true, and that's less than 6. Oh my god,
the Fate
he
steals a bunch.
everything.
Not quite. Save gets 1 creep.
Thank you for the technical correction.
There's your favorite kind of correction.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew you were going to say it. And
Pure has to go get that Wizard Moon, and he does so successfully. XXS kind of baiting them under the towers. The Shadow Points has now continued to stack onto Toronto Tokyo.
This is gonna hurt.
TP from Sumail, and he's going to belch his way to this kill.
Huh. I thought he was just going to walk in and scatterblast, but...
Yeah, it's more fun to belch.
I mean, you would know.
I would. Well, that leaves GPK open in this mid lane. And, I mean, all things considered, not too bad for him. XXS. And that's the other thing. Is this the 3rd death on Tide or 2nd? I mean, it's the 2nd death.
Yeah.
So the opposing offlane is also not having a great time. And look at the net worth. They're actually almost even.
Yeah.
Between the Legion and Tide. That is
They have the same experiences. Yeah, I'm actually surprised that Tide is doing this poorly. Because in the start, it looked like he was going to do okay at least. But they've really turned it up to 11 down here with the...
You really like that
Morphin
thing.
dying. Yeah, it's nice.
11.
Yeah.
110%. Doesn't exist, Synderin.
No. It's just a saying, Sharon. It doesn't have to.
It's 10.
Although I will agree, when people say they give 110%, I'm always like, that's not possible, technically.
Okay, so what's the difference? It's the same, basically the same saying.
Shut up.
All right, Nightfall continuing to jungle, and he's got his Morbid Mass ready to go. He's a good boy. And Pure has made his way to the mid lane now. And does obviously have to be careful. He's 3 levels behind versus Sumail. They know they don't have their ult, but the Fade Bolt with the cookie setup.
Well,
I mean, if they're going to kill anybody, if you're BetBoom, this is probably the guy you want to die, who's just having a horrific game. As long as it's not your Ember.
True. I mean, it could be worse, but Legion is not a hero that plays well from behind. Again, like the panel talked about, Legion and Tide are both going to have bad games. They're absolutely right, but you still can't help but have more faith in XXS's Tide to have higher impact. Like, Legion Commander is a very, by design, a hero that is very single target heavy and has one single target in mind and one job, and that job is hard to perform without farm. If you're a Tide and you're having a shit game, at the very least you can Ravage, right?
Save is level 6 now.
Yep.
He legitimately is.
He is becoming the
position
3 in this game. I only said it half jokingly, honestly. I was like, this looks like a game where Caudle might just be given the priority, honestly, at this point.
But if that's the case, then neither of them are farming that well because they're about the same net worth anyway. And you can see XXS a little bit higher now. Monet. It's going to be spotted under the tier 1. Tombstone is placed. He's going to use his Wukong's command, which forces GPK back, but he does a considerable amount of damage to Siamese Cat, but the Wukong's command does force BetBoom out for the time being. And now Baboka has made an appearance. Sumail, is he going to be able to get this rune?
Oh, he is.
He might even be able to get this kill, potentially.
Give Pure a little bit of a greeting on the way out.
He has Mortimer's
Could
Kisses.
glob him. Glob him up.
Oh, there's the belch. Oh, yeah.
That is some NA aim right there. Well, he's starting to hit.
Yeah, Pure. He has pressed the attack. Doesn't help with move speed, but that one does. Cookie. Oh! Scatter Blast just out of range. And now the tips come through. Pure's like, got you. And then he looks at his level and realizes
press the attack does help with move speed. Overwhelming odds doesn't, but he used that one. So I wonder if he knows himself.
Oh, you're right.
This was changed. These skills are inverted.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. Well, then again, stopping to have to cast it would have maybe gotten him killed.
It's possible, yeah, but the overwhelming odds didn't help. They did nothing. Maybe he stacked the Ancient. No, that would have been sick, though, if he just stacked the Ancients on the way out.
Now it makes sense. He thinks he's playing the old Legion Commander.
Oh, well, that one also loses to Monkey King, so I don't know, man. I don't think that would have been much better.
I mean, certainly there's, especially in the past patch, even if it's a bad lane, you still pick this hero sometimes because of the press the attack.
Yeah, but it's not a particularly good press the attack game either. I mean, I'm really trying to wrap my head around it because I always want to give players and pro teams the benefit of the doubt. I just flat out don't understand it. Like, I just don't get it, and I don't think anyone on the panel got it either.
If they win this series, then somebody...
That would be a great question.
Definitely ask that question. WTF were you doing with the Legion pick?
It's just puzzling, that's all. I've been harping on it a lot, but it is really important for the outcome of this game. Like, I know it is repetitive to say the same thing over and over, but it really is the story of the game, right? Because Morph is just farming, so that's pretty standard. And the Ember is getting what he can. Obviously, way behind Sumail's Snapfire, which makes sense. He lost his lane. Sumail has a kill and an assist. Being a bit annoying there.
Pure's catching up on the levels, though. And, I mean, you can see GPK's farm is the one that struggled the most now that Pure's in the mid lane. I mean,
Monet.
His net worth has taken a dump for sure. It's Toronto Tokyo going to take the full brunt of the Wukong's command. Does place the Tombstone down, but that's just going to be gold.
I thought Sumail might take a value point in a little Shredder. But
yeah, that is true.
Seems unnecessary.
I mean, I'm sure he'll do it.
Of course, he will get it on level 10.
Level 11.
Do you think he'll take the Scatterblast talent over Little Shredder? Probably, actually.
I don't know. A lot of times they do skip the 10 talent until 14, 15.
The Snap one is really good, though. The Scatterblast damage one helps you clear creep wave quite a lot.
I thought you were going to say, because I couldn't remember the talents, if he took a Little Shredder talent at 10 before taking Little Shredder.
Oh.
That would have been
No, there isn't one. Little Shredder talents are all the other levels, just not level 10.
No, Sumail looking like he wants to go for the Atos as the first item. Pure, on the other hand, not even bothering with Blink, just go straight for Blade Mail, knowing that he will get the setup from his team, although they don't really have any initiation other than the Ember, kind of.
I still like the Blade Mail choice. He is naked with a dagger. It's not going to work. He'll blink and duel, and then he'll lose. Because keep in mind, you're playing against Disruption, you're playing against Telekinesis, you're playing against some insane counterplay to duel with Ravage and Snapfire, Wukong's command. So I think you're way better off just buying stat items. Dare I say he shouldn't even get the blink at all? Is that a thing?
I feel like you definitely need Blink this game. Look at their lineup.
Who are you going to duel?
But who's initiating?
Yeah, but who are you dueling?
So why did you pick Legion if you're not going to use duel?
Now we're back to square one. There you go.
He has an ultimate,
Yes.
which he hasn't skilled yet.
Most heroes do.
That's true. There were some heroes in the past that didn't really.
If your rationale in the draft, you're discussing as a team, you're like, what should we pick? And someone goes like, I want to play Legion. She has an ultimate. And if that convinces your teammates that they should pick this hero, they have completely blind faith in you and they're not listening.
Well, that could be a good thing to have
literally
blind
the
faith
worst
in somebody.
argument ever.
Well,
3K lead for Aster. It was 4K a moment ago. It'll be 4K again once this guy gets slapped back to the grave where he belongs, undying. Gonna wave goodbye to life. Okay, it was 4K for half a second, but it was there. I saw it. Now it's back.
nice. Keep us updated.
Yes, 4K still. Shadow Demon gonna get initiated on here. Good damage.
Yeah,
Forge off GPK and run away.
Slowed temporarily, but actually...
You all right, buddy?
Yeah, I just had a little hiccup burp there.
Temporarily.
And Aster basically getting everything they want. I mean, the Shadow Demon somehow lives, although they are still chasing, I think.
Okay, well, he will die now.
All right, Stave will eventually find this kill.
Got him.
Very long, drawn-out fight.
But now he's in no man's land.
Yeah, won't be able to TP. Oh, okay, he's
No one's
actually fine. Rubik goes the other way. But yeah, from BetBoom's perspective, as Nightfall...
That's a much bigger kill.
Oh, yeah. That certainly helps.
Morph is amazing against Snapfire. It is such a good hero to turn into. You waveform in, you turn into Snap. When she tries to run away from you or cookie away, you follow her immediately with your own cookie. You scatter blast her, and then you switch into Morph and kill her off. And that's exactly what happened there.
And that
No
seems
problem
like the
with him.
glimmer of hope for BetBoom.
Oh yeah, this Morph has to come up big.
Nightfall is top net worth in the game, having an extremely good game.
Absolutely.
GPK was off to a pretty good start, but has really dropped off.
Oh my.
12 to, again, dire advantage. Somehow.
Yeah, but come on.
No, come on, Syndrome. How many games have we cast?
They got the 2 runes at level 1, right?
Yeah.
They've literally got 0 runes.
It's dire advantage.
Yeah, well...
It's been dire every time. Even the one time the other side had more runes picked up, they had less gold.
Yeah, the Dire had the later ones. That's true. But, I mean, okay.
It's something. There's something there. This is not a coincidence.
This is a good time to watch Aster get their 13th bounty rune here for Pichu.
That's kind of their whole lead, though, in a way.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
GPK gonna...
All right, so what is the next step for both teams? Like, when does Aster want to try to push the envelope? Is there some sort of an item timing for multiple heroes that they're looking for, and same for BetBoom?
Not necessarily. I don't think you feel on a timer as Aster, but now that he's disassembled Echo Saber into BKB, that does tell you that they want to fight, because otherwise he would just be buying farming items or at least hybrid items like Diffusal or something along those lines, which is a classic item to have against Morph as Monkey King. But yeah, he's finished that BKB, so I think they want to fight. They have Dagger on Tide. Definitely have the tools to blow someone up on BetBoom's side. We'll see. Is there a world they picked the Legion for press the attack specifically to cover their Morph and just make him even better?
Well, if that's the case, he should be going for Healing Locket and whatnot, right? Legitimately. Like a healing build of some sort, a really shitty one, but a healing build nonetheless.
Oh, that's some good damage.
Yep, Toronto, Tokyo. Wrong side of the river, my friend. Oh, kisses were missing, but Fade Bolt finishes the job.
That is actually a really big spell steal.
What do you take?
Tombstone. Oh. Generally don't get that one on Rubik because Undying will usually just tomb
Time
and
to
then
buy
cover it.
shards so you can get grab ally from that.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking for a moment they might use it to Roche with, but I guess their lineup isn't exactly the best at killing Roche, so probably not going to happen yet. Oh, Demonic Purge. Wait,
Did he miss? I heard it go off. Maybe it was an illusion?
Is that possible?
Well, I'm missing meaning clicked an illusion, but they both have the same HP.
There was nothing to click, right? Was there a Manti-Lu?
Yeah, there were.
Oh, okay. I thought he only had his own illusions.
Yeah, but they were still there and still help. Oh, wait.
I think it was Disruption illusions, right? Wait, did I see it?
Oh,
wrong?
yeah, you're right. I think it was probably Disruption illusions.
He cast it mid-waveform and then it didn't hit. This is a bug. It's not possible.
Huh. Okay.
I think. I mean, you're not supposed to. You target him, and if he then goes into waveform, it should untarget because he's untargetable. So I don't know why the spell went off. That's a bit weird. I don't think that's
a weird one.
That's not supposed to happen, I think. It's just supposed to cancel the cast. Or at the very least, if the cast does connect, I'm assuming it should linger and then hit him on the way and then affect him when he arrives or something.
Yeah, that was a strange one.
Seemed
We'll
odd.
chalk it up to beta.
Yeah.
Echo Saber reassembled for the Monkey King.
Of course, if Loda was still playing competitively, this would have been discovered day one.
I was actually thinking about bringing up Loda, and I just didn't bother.
The #1 bug finder of all time in Pro Dota. He somehow was always involved when there were bugs found. Always. That's so funny. How one guy... I guess it goes to show that some players are just also more observant about certain details, right? Because it's not... One person can't be that unlucky with this stuff. So he must be noticing it more than other players. Nice reaction from Pure there. With that dagger. So he did go for the blink after all. I mean, it's not surprising. I'm not saying he definitely shouldn't buy it. I was just entertaining the idea of bypassing it entirely and maybe getting like a BKB so you could fight. But obviously connecting will be the challenge. Monkey King finds
Monet
save.
jumps right in on top of save, but here is the duel with Blade Mail, but that's the BKB on Monet. He's going to right-click his way through and get the kill.
Save is not out of the
No
woods yet.
permanent damage, though. Did not actually win the duel as the Tombstone is played. Is that the stolen Tombstone? I believe so.
It is.
So now, good luck going to the Wukong's Command and Tombstone, but they're just going to back away now for Aster. Nightfall still working on the Aghanim Scepter, and still only 2 runes picked up by BetBoom this entire game somehow.
That was still quite expensive.
How is that possible?
They used Monkey King ult and BKB just to kill the Legion, so not really the biggest of deals for BetBoom.
I mean, if you're playing this game, do you think they know that they haven't picked up any bounty since the beginning of the game? Like, don't you just walk over there and do it, as we're going to see the Ravage come out with the cookie layering?
Nice kill.
And that is enough damage to bring GPK down.
I don't know. I don't know if they would notice, because I don't know if they know the runes exist to begin with. So if you don't know they're there, you won't know they're missing.
It's just strange, because you'd think at a certain point they just walk there. Even if they die, they walk there and try to get it before it spawns.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's just the natural layout of the map when you think about it, right? Dire, when they play bottom and take the tower, their access point to that rune, I guess, is it safer or more natural in the farming pattern than the Radiant one? I guess. I mean, it's definitely a clear pattern at this point. We're not making it up anymore. It was funny the first time. Now it's just a pattern more or less every game.
Maybe there was something implemented in the game, a new technology from IceFrog that, you know, produces collective amnesia if you're on Radiant. You forget about certain objectives in the game.
I like this from BetBoom, by the way.
Smoke.
There's no Ravage.
BetBoom. Baboka is going to break it, though. XXS already used the blink on the other side. As we have the duel, and this should be a victory for Pure.
First winner of the game.
18 damage, because he did take that talent at level 10, and they're going to go for the Roche. Tombstone is placed, but that's now a buyback from Siamese Cat.
Still no, there's no Ravage, so they really want to maximize the output from this.
Over a minute with Ravage down. XXS is going to try to be the tanky boy that he is. Has the Meteor Hammer that he could just put into the pit, but getting there is the difficulty. Monkey King, this is going to be a nice advantage for Aster. Won't be able to fully see into the pit, but potentially could try to get the Wukong's command, and he will. Nightfall is just going to back out. Now that Roche is relatively low,
this is going to get super awkward. Now Aster don't have either of their ults, and Roche is low.
Mail trying to target Toronto Tokyo, press the attack applied to him, and now Sumail trying to run away. He's going to get glimmered for the time being. Still has his Mortimer's Kisses available if the Roche continues here, and if this goes any longer, Ravage will be back up. The Nightfall gonna get bashed. There's some vision coming in from Baboka, but the Roche does go down in favor of BetBoom. Mortimer's a little bit too late.
Oh, this
now
is
the
a
jump by Nightfall with that fully picked up Aegis. Baboka hiding in the trees. He might actually be okay.
Wait, you can hide there?
Apparently.
Huh. Interesting.
So no deaths, but BetBoom secure Roche.
I mean, I love that play from them. I think that's just very well executed. The fact that Ravage is down, it's not just that what they did there was, it's not only that that was difficult to execute, but being confident in making this play is very high skill. Like, to me, that's not obvious that you're going to be able to pull that off with the heroes you have. Sure, Undying is good at roshing and Morph can hit it, but still, even with Ravage on cooldown, that could have absolutely gone wrong. Roche is a lot harder to kill than he used to be. would be way more obvious play in the previous patches when Roche was weaker and in the river, right? But this one, it's not an obvious play for me. But it worked out. And yeah, this
has equalized things.
This could become more of a game than we thought it would.
Didn't you make a guarantee at some point?
Yeah, I said if the lanes go horribly wrong, then I have very little faith in them. But the lanes were pretty much a draw. It was relatively close.
That's not true at all. Come on now.
Legion suffered, and so did Tide.
Yeah.
Morph was top net worth in the laning stage.
Mid lane.
And he was behind by 1k minute 10. It wasn't like a landslide victory for Aster.
So what you really mean was if the game wasn't over after the laning stage.
Yes.
Okay, well,
you told me to eat my words, but what I said was that if they get stomped in the lanes, it's over, but they didn't.
Just go up the high ground. There's 2 bounty runes. For God's sake, they exist. You have amnesia. Please.
It's actually true for Coddle, probably. Let's see.
Save. I'm begging you.
Legion Commander could make his highest impact play right now by going left.
Pure. My goodness.
They're right there, guys. They're right there. Oh, that is a juicy ogre camp, though.
Oh, the stack creeps from Coddle as well.
And now
Snapfire.
Mel drawing the line, guys. It's bounty rune time. Let's go.
Oh, wait. He's going for it.
It's happening.
Oh, he's running on the doorstep.
Oh, no.
Pure, that's another camp. He's distracted. He's like a little child with a lollipop.
Little bit down.
You
left,
can do it, young
down.
man.
Warmer.
Close. Nightfall.
Scorching hot.
No. Yes! They've done it! They've doubled their bounty. Look at the goal. Goodness gracious! They've remembered.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Aster will take the Tormentor. They're remembering another objective that both teams have ignored for the past 6 minutes.
And that will be, that's a good
replay of the, look at the form on this.
You could also
Beautiful.
tell he wasn't headed directly for them. It was like,
It's like, oh yeah, I forgot.
I'm pretty sure that's a clip from last game.
Maybe. Could be. All right, who got the shard?
Shadow Demon. So now they have Demonic Cleanse, which is not... I mean, it's good against Solar Bind.
It's good against Blinding Light.
Solar Bind, Blinding Light.
Solar Bind.
Chains.
Does it work? Is Decay dispellable?
No. But it works against the Chains, which is probably the biggest one out of all of them.
Yep. Very true.
Yeah. Those are the major ones.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of Vambraces.
Huh.
Goodness. Certain items these teams just really gravitate towards.
Yeah.
This game is all about being tanky, apparently.
Definitely. I mean, the Vambrace is just a nice item because it's just, it feels good. It doesn't really matter what you're doing. And it's also inherently, if you think about it, it's probably one of the best ones specifically because you can choose which version you want at any given time. So for a hero like Ember, you run it as Agi, which is already a good neutral item in itself, but then when you're in trouble, it can be the difference maker between surviving or not by swapping it to strength like Treads.
They got their 5th rune. All right.
Yeah, there it is.
Comeback is here for BetBoom. XXS, by the way, yeah, he just finished Sheepstick. That is...
That's early.
Very nice.
Very interesting choice, too. I mean, it's clearly he's targeting the Morph, but you generally don't see Tides pick it up this early. You see this is 10 minutes before average, because usually Tides will have other aura items. Maybe they will have, like, Greaves or Pipe or whatever, but XXS is going a full offensive Tide build, which I think is pretty rare nowadays. And I think the reason he's thinking this way is that he has so good protective supports. He has Telekinesis to rely on, he has the Disruption. So if he does get dueled, which is kind of the only way they truly kill him, he's counting on Baboka to cover him.
Both teams want to smoke. Aster knowing that the Aegis expired. BetBoom also knowing, I guess, but want to fight anyway without it.
Love this part.
Maybe some items are now online. A couple BKBs available to them as XXS is going to break it up. Don't really want to initiate on him, I'm sure. He's
less tanky than usual Tides.
That is true. He did go for the Sheepstick Meteor Hammer build. Nightfall early BKB. Gonna try to force it onto XXS, but there's the save. Wukong's command from the sideline as well, but XXS gets taken out before the Ravage can come out. Nightfall burning to the Mortimer's Kisses. He's dead. Stuck inside that Wukong's command for a little bit too long. So So it's a 1-for-1 in favor of Aster, but they have expended a couple big ults. And GPK and company want to continue on. They're going to be able to kill Rubik. Although he steals the remnants, nicely done. So Siamese Cat will live, and then they're turning around to GPK instead. And here's the duel, but Pure is just completely surrounded, so won't be able to find that for himself. Attempting to TP, but the BKB runs out. This will cost him his life. A 4-for-1. Just it felt a bit uncoordinated from BetBoom.
Yeah, and it also felt a little bit awkward from Aster, right? The fact that Tide gets to drop to 15% before he gets disrupted, they were not really positioned well enough around each other, but it does work out in the end because of that Wukong Snapfire ult combination that they get off to. Look at this, so XXS is half and he's already been glimmered, and now Nightfall is going to use his BKB to commit. And there comes the disruption, and obviously the BKB has just expired here. Actually, he could have even Ravaged there, and it would have hit Nightfall, but they didn't end up needing it. That damage is just overwhelming. I'm a bit confused why Nightfall BKB'd there to begin with, and I think that's why he was so eager to chase the Tide, was that, shit, I've used my BKB, I want to get something out of this. But I don't think that was necessary to use in the first place. He can, to some extent, rely on Pure, right? Pure can just BKB press the attack him if he gets jumped or Ravaged.
Yep, and Siamese Cat, huge part in this fight, kind of baiting GPK in, and then actually getting away because of the Remnant steal.
Yeah, that was nice.
A big turnaround play overall as...
Grab ally?
Grab ally online, everybody. I know it's everybody's favorite shard. We'll see how it works out for BetBoom. I mean, this game... I mean, obviously it is a save, but I'm just...
Oh, speak of Hex.
It feels kind of meh, this game, but we'll see if it's implemented correctly. The save has sheep now.
Very, very farmed on the Coddle.
Now, the question, if you're in Tombstone and Chronosphere, I know there's not a void in this game, just to get that out of the way. I assume you can grab ally.
That is a good question.
That's a pretty damn good counter then, in theory. I mean, how long of a range is Tombstone if you're on the outside of the Chrono?
I think it's 400. So I'm guessing it can reach the center from the edge, probably.
No, I mean, like casting it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you mean casting Tombstone or casting grab ally?
Tombstone.
Oh, Tombstone's cast range is pretty short.
Like, so maybe if it's on the other side, you can't really do it. But
I mean, you could probably stand on the edge of Chrono and then cast it toward the center, and then in the center it would be able to grab.
Yeah, this is a very relevant conversation as always.
It is. It'll happen at some point, and you'll be like, I called this.
I talked about this months ago at DreamLeague Season 20.
Yes.
But yeah, if there is like and the problem is, the Tombstone needs to be down already in a fight like this, because there's the Ravage, there's Wukong's command. There is good ways to use it, but it has to already be down, which makes it a bit tricky.
It's time to play for Roche. Aster is set up with a good ward. I like their positioning a lot better this time around. Tide is within the reach of the Shadow Demon, and he is covering the ward. And if the smoke breaks, he can just blink and then go to town. BetBoom are not going to take that, though. They're going to go the long way around. And obviously, XXS showing himself here is very telegraphed. With Aster's positioning now, they should know exactly where they are, and that means BetBoom will advance a little bit on the right. Get some of their own vision down here.
Roche. The Roche fight.
Iconic Roche fight that happens this way seemingly more or less every game.
Yeah.
Time for the awkward standoff and
killing. Ooh, that's the finished Scotty there.
That's a big one. It's a big part of Monet's kill power against Morph. He did manage last fight together with Sumail, but it was close. With Scotty, that would have been a lot safer. Aster gonna smoke again. BetBoom gonna smoke again. It's time to swap sides.
That's right. Will they be baited by the illusion? Ooh, it actually dissipates on its own.
Okay, that was exciting. We broke the smoke and everyone runs away.
Someone does not want Watermelon Man, though. Another illusion of Sumail.
All right, we're back to our own sides again.
Okay.
Wonder if they're gonna run out of smokes first or patience.
See, this is where having a Nature's Prophet type hero would be insane. You can get farm and you can just enter the fight whenever. Or a Spectre even, you know?
Just like play the map.
These global heroes.
Tinker?
Nobody wants to see Tinker, though. I watched that game last night.
9Pandas play it.
I know, that was
Tinker is pretty insane for standoffs in this area, to be fair. He has so many trees to play in, and like you said, he can just play the map.
Oh, Mortimer's. Toronto Tokyo has to force staff, and he gets the Seal Totem off as well. The sheep already used from XXS, so a little bit of a blunder there.
That was very
They're able to
uneventful.
reset before that comes back off cooldown. He's just getting right-clicked, has to be a bit careful.
Uses a Lotus.
Oh, Rubik still morph. Does that still work the same way where it's permanent?
You mean attribute shift? Yeah.
Yeah, attribute shift.
If he stole morph, I was expecting the game to crash.
All right, well, he has 2,600 HP now.
1 armor.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it is. Oh, they
Baboka
found
gets
Baboka.
found in the trees. That's a dual victory, but here comes the Ravage, and GPK is the bigger kill of the two. But that's going to be buyback from everybody, and GPK instantly comes back with the Remnant
Monet.
with the Wukong command. BKB trying to find some cover because he's
stolen
extremely
duel?
low. Duel
Really?
stolen. That's damage for Nightfall, apparently.
Oh, no.
Triple kill for Nightfall. Meteor Hammer is actually fully channeled, but Nightfall is continuing to decimate this fight. Ultra kill, make it a rampage. Nightfall just bends him over and has his way with him as Baboka now on the run. Oh, he actually gets the blink off.
He's still in trouble.
He is. Pure continuing to pursue. There's the sheep. Will it be a double rampage? No, it won't.
Pure just starts laughing.
It will not.
Oh, what?
It will not be
How
a
on
double
earth is
rampage.
that a 6 for 0? Oh, wait, I take that back. They did use 2 buybacks, so 6 for 2. Damn. Aster just struggling to find a good initiation angle. BetBoom playing the area very well. Up, get out of the way, Toronto.
Yep, Roche on
Going
his
on.
way to the dire
But
side.
this ward, seeing Baboka here, is actually huge, because this is going to start things off. So they get that freebie. And sure, he buys back and he's on his way to connecting, but his connection takes quite a while. See, he has to TP on the outpost and run all the way down.
Whereas GPK can instantly come back.
Yes, so he reconnects straight away to the fight, and they have a man advantage for a while. And yeah, this duel just didn't help. Rubik effectively killed himself. He trying to save the Monkey King. And now Nightfall just has 20 more damage for the rest of the game.
Yeah, handy.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, goes without saying, obviously the biggest fight of the game.
Yeah, and that should be a Roche as well.
You can see the excitement from Nightfall and company.
That's got to feel good.
As the next Roche is claimed. Aegis on Nightfall has Butterfly now. Man, oh man, he's farmed. And Cheese for Pure. Have you figured out why they picked Legion yet?
Not quite. I mean, maybe they wanted to give Rubik duel to feed their morph. You thought about that?
Yeah. The 20 damage wouldn't have happened without Pure being in the game.
Oh, no.
Oh, instant sheet from XXX.
Oh, the force.
They try to telekinesis, but he actually pops the BKB
This is
and
good
the
news for
cheese.
BetBoom.
Duel is there, but the save comes out from the Shadow Demon. But they're still going to get the duel victory anyway. 80 seconds of no Monet. Nice counteraction by BetBoom as Sumail attempting to get out of dodge.
That was a really important cheese.
Like he will. Toronto, Tokyo and company looking to take out another member of Aster, and they do, and that should be a tier 2 tower as well.
And that is why they picked Legion. Baits them in, eats the cheese, duels Monkey King.
It only works with cheese, huh?
Yeah. I mean...
Oh, there's 4 bounties. They can catch up real quick here. Ooh. Or they could go for objectives. Probably a little bit more important. 6K lead for BetBoom. Still have Aegis.
This should be at least 1 lane. There's no buyback on Monet, and...
Yeah.
Nightfall doesn't need to be scared of anything, because even worst case scenario, he has the Aegis. Lotus flowers. Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah.
Save them for a rainy day.
I should just bind that to every match at 37 minutes. Just look at the Lotus pool.
Pure.
Oh, they want to go in deep. Pure.
Yeah, ST is in trouble. Oh, nice.
Does have duel available. Blade Mail reflecting a bit there as Nightfall turns into the Snapfire. Wants to find some sort of a kill as XXX with a huge Ravage. Gets off the Meteor Hammer as well, and that spells doom for Pure. He does have his buyback, but can't really reconnect as quickly as he'd like. As Nightfall getting gone on. Now, they're not actually going to get the Center X because they go for the kills, but they do force out the Ravage.
That Hex is going to break things up. That was a really insanely good outcome for Aster that they had no business getting, but they played the tree line so well on Baboka there. He avoided duel twice in a row, buys the time. XXS finds a 4-man Ravage into Hammer on the Legion, gets that kill, and they full disengage after. That was beautiful. And obviously BetBoom, like you said, they could have chosen to take Brax. They would have got them. But they wanted to get the Shadow Demon out of the way because he's annoying, he's disrupting the morph. Save runs straight past the Bounty Rune. He literally ran 400 range away from it. Maybe another time.
And despite this, Cinderin,
Yeah.
other than the morph, top 3 net worths are all on Aster's side.
They definitely are. It is a good Morphling game, though, so this is one of those heroes that can do it, even with low net worth teammates.
And he has a Satanic on the way. He is pretty much fully slotted. The Treads, which will replace the Aegis, can... I mean, do you get rid of boots on a Morphling before consuming Aegis?
What do you mean, like... Are you asking what he should do with the slot?
Let's say he doesn't have Aegis and has Treads, and you have a bunch of money. What do you replace for?
I see.
Treads or Ags? Because you do lose the stats on Ags, right?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think you... what would he want in this game? I don't think there's like a universal answer to that. I guess he wants crit. He probably wants Daedalus.
Okay.
So I would probably replace Daedalus with your Treads, and then upgrade the Aghanims into the Synth, and then get...
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Is there a world where you buy like a super late game Sanjin Yasha in that slot to get some move speed and status assist? Is that good?
Well, BetBoom will be stealing the Tormentor while you think of the item. Pure gets it, so armor.
More armor on Overwhelm.
Radiant are scanning.
I mean, it's not too bad. They do have minus armor in both Gush and Little Shredder. And does Monkey King have... Yeah, he has Orb of Corrosion as well, so actually pretty decent, surprisingly.
Every bit helps.
A bit underwhelming of a shard generally, but... Nightfall.
30 seconds on the Aegis.
Yeah, they're going to force out another fortification, and Tombstone is down, so grab ally is available if you just stand somewhat close to it.
They need to kill these Snapfire illusions.
Okay, yeah. The Tombstone is actually be taken out by the Little Shredder, so no Tombstone to work with this fight. But still with the Aegis. There's the smoke from Aster. Melee Rax is down. A nice job from GPK, revealing basically everybody.
Yeah, breaks the smoke and also does damage, so Tide couldn't blink. It's a nice little play there. And they get a full lane, they get out. And obviously, remember, bottom lane's already open for the taking as well. But without Aegis, BetBoom likely to chill for a bit here. Swapping in the Treads. And it's chill time. Ooh.
Oh!
2k gold.
Okay. There's more bounties bottom.
Yep, they're catching up.
Save is just, he's never interested. There's creeps nearby, that's all he cares about.
We would never see this in the previous patch. What's the last time in a pro game you've seen 3 bounty runes together? In one
yesterday.
Spot? Yeah, but in this patch, obviously, right? But before this patch, do you remember
in a pro game?
I don't know, man. I feel like
yeah,
it was so
occasionally,
rare.
But definitely not as often. But these Lotuses are on another level, though.
9 Lotuses available currently.
Yeah, those bounties still just sitting there. Jeez. That's a big gold injection. I was going to say inflection. That's definitely not the right usage.
That's a grammar term.
Second Tormentor, though. Going to BetBoom again, so this one could go to Morphling, I think. It'll go to save. So
not a bad one. I guess the way Dota is played nowadays, this is way less relevant than it was in the past, but it's still nifty sometimes. Like you talked about with the Roche fights, for example. If it's a stalemate, you can now send a core to push, try to force the enemy team back. Just recall them whenever you feel like. So Mel gonna get out of here. Not really sure what he was trying to accomplish over here. Maybe he was hoping to find the Wisdom Rune, but got cold feet. Wouldn't have got it anyway. BetBoom now marching forward. Roche will spawn in 1 to 4 minutes. They're probably going to wait for that and just keep playing the map.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, they should know fortifications down, so, and with that bottom tower gone, I'm a little surprised maybe they don't poke that, but if the goal is just to wait for Roche, and they know that, I mean, it's likely, yeah, it's likely it'll be nighttime by the time Roche is up, unless it's a really fast spawn. So maybe getting control of this top section is just the priority.
Yeah, I think so.
But then if it's an instant spawn, then it gets a little awkward.
It needs to be an instant spawn where Aster are down there before it's awkward. And if you keep forcing them back to base, you get valuable information all the time. Like, let's say this mid wave keeps pushing in and Aster stops suddenly showing, you can just go and push top, and then if they're doing Roche, they lose a lane of barracks. So Roche is too slow to kill nowadays to really pull that kind of play off as easily as you could in the past, where you would
is under attack.
just run down and snipe the Rosh and then TP back to defend. Unlikely to happen, especially Aster's lineup just isn't very quick at killing it to begin with, so BetBoom definitely have the faster Roshing team here.
All right, let's see. 3 seconds. We'll find out. Oh, Pure.
Nice.
My boy.
2K
and
gold.
now they have the lead in terms of the amount of gold that they've received.
Yep, they've got the last many.
And it's a pretty long spawn, Cinderin. 2.5 minutes now.
Yeah, almost max.
So will be nighttime at that point.
Yep.
But Aster finally leaving their base. Likely will try to get some wards knowing that Rosh probably will be up there. Good of them to try and prep, although they're going to go through the gate. Pure. Boboka really good at hiding in the trees.
Yep.
Knows all the little crevices.
I actually think this is a really big part of playing support in this patch, is knowing pathways. I think it's more important than it was in the past, because there are so many weird situations and weird spots around these corners of the map that really make a big difference. That you're not spotted.
Oh, look at that Lotus pool.
Look at him invading here, actually. He might be able to get down a ward, but they will deward this instantly.
Yep, they spot it.
They will not. They're very scared, but they will know.
Maybe they try
it.
to bait it, yeah. I think
They will
this
know
is
it's here.
a potential bait. He's going to put down a Remnant, but they get off the Ravage. Do they have the lockdown and the damage? Little
Press the
Shredder's there, but
attack.
no. Disengage from BetBoom, and that is 2 spells down.
There is that Legion Commander play. Press the attack. They get him out of there. That's 1 Ravage down. He has Refresher. I don't know if BetBoom are aware of this. If they click him, they would be. They can obviously see it now as of
Oh,
last
the
patch.
Lotus. They finally take it. And
What's
with
wrong
that,
with
they're going to be
Tokyo?
punished. Nightfall. Grab ally nearby.
Cuts
Turns to the
on.
Monkey King. Beautiful balance strike onto 2. Little Shred doing a lot of damage right now to Pure, but he wins the duel against the Shadow Demon. And that's all that matters. Monet gets dropped as well. So 3 quick deaths for Aster. As Sumail will have to try to fight his way out of this, but it ain't happening. A full team wipe for BetBoom. And now into the Roche pit they go. But he's not up. 30 seconds left, which means they need to push. Buyback came out from the Rubik. Shadow Demon has his available, but the 3 cores of Aster left without a way to play Dota for the time being.
Really nice turning into Monkey King here with Morph and getting that Boundless to start things off. Immediately finds the duel on Boboka. That is the best possible target.
Yeah, for sure.
Considering the start Pure had, this was a terrible game for the Legion. I'm actually very impressed with how much impact he's been able to find. Obviously, we've talked about the press the attack save he just did. He's had a couple of good duels.
Make it another one potentially. He wins it despite being disrupted the entire time. Only 1 member of Aster remains. They're going to pop their last fortification, likely of the entire game, as now Nightfall and company can just focus on the tier 4s and the Ancient behind it.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And that should do it, as BetBoom impressing again, this time in a 2-0 victory. Boboka, they want to fountain farm him. They silence first and bring him down.
Is under attack.
Nightfall exiting, and that should do it. GGs are called. BetBoom winning 2.
Yeah, I'm